when you mistakenly accused Lee Zeldin and other Republicans
I didn't
accepting money from Jeffrey Epstein, but it was a different Jeffrey Epstein according to the financial records. Do you want to? I don't want to give you the opportunity to amend that. And
I have no amendments.
There is no way you can be this stupid. There is absolutely no way you can be this stupid. Even someone like Jasmine Crockett, who has never been mistaken for a bastion of intelligence, there's just no way Jazz could be this clueless. On paper, Jasmine Crockett is a smart woman. On paper, Jazz has multiple degrees from various woke universities. There's no denying the fact that Jasmine Crockett has been fully indoctrinated. She has been 100% infected with the woke fungus, but clearly, they don't teach common sense in colleges and universities, and they damn sure don't teach the elementary skill of telling the truth. You know, the thing about lying, oftentimes you can get away with the initial lie. Most people can be deceived initially. The problem with lying, besides the fact that it's a serious character flaw, the problem with lying, there's no way to avoid having to live a lie. Once you lie, you have to live that lie. You have to constantly remember the details of the lie that you told. Your entire life is consumed by disguising the lie. And the thing is, when you're in a situation where you feel like you have to lie, oftentimes the easiest solution is to tell the truth and get it over with. The problem with Jasmine Crockett, she's not even a good liar. She couldn't get away with her initial lie. Last month, Jazz was speaking on the House floor, and she claimed that Lee Zeldin had accepted money from Jeff Epstein. The following day, she appeared with her pretend friend Caitlin Collins. Katie, woo! Katie, woo! And the girl named Rue gave her bestie Jazz the opportunity to come clean. I'll play both clips. Watch them for yourself.
Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly: Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin.
Do you want to correct the record on the people that you...
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, girl, I wasn't talking about that Jeff Epstein. I was talking about a Jeff Epstein. You see the difference, don't you, Rue? Come on, girl, girl power! No one saw the difference. Everyone knows you're full of shit. Jasmine Crockett lacked credibility before this monumental lapse in judgment. Jasmine Crockett lacked credibility before she was busted with a complete lack of preparation. All she had to do was own it. All she had to do was own her mistake, and everyone would have moved on, especially her pretend friends in the mainstream media. Unfortunately for Jasmine Crockett, she refused to acknowledge her mistake. To make matters worse, Jasmine Crockett continues to lie. Over the weekend, her pretend friends at MSNBC, but we're now called MSNOW.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Over the weekend, her pretend friends at MSNBC gave Jazz another opportunity to confess. They gave her another opportunity to own her mistake. And once again, Jasmine Crockett used this as another opportunity to prove she thinks you're stupid. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. So going into the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. My uncle called me couple of weeks ago. He's a military veteran, served in the Gulf War in the early 90s. As he has gotten older, been dealing with various health-related issues. Doctors had him on pain management. They had him taking all this medicine just so he could go to sleep at night, most of which wasn't working. Once the meds wore off, he was tossing and turning all night, keeping my aunt awake. Plus, he was building up a tolerance to the medicine. Last month, my aunt bought him some CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading. Wanted him to try it out just to see if it would work. He applies the CBD lotion every night before he goes to bed. My uncle's getting the best sleep that he's gotten in years. He doesn't even take the pain medication anymore because doesn't need it. Recently, I gave some of the CBD lotion to my dad. My dad's been installing and repairing sprinkler systems my entire life, so he's developed pain in his knees. Hates taking pills, so I gave him some of the CBD lotion to try out. His knees are now pain-free at 74 years old. All products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, all CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. They have increased their discount for the holidays, so click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL35, BTL35. Receive 35% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Over the weekend, Jas Crockett appeared on one of the weekend shows on MSNOW that no one is watching. At this point, Jas Crockett lacks so much credibility, even the woke media is starting to question her. But since they are friends, since they're besties, MSNOW gave Jas another chance to own her mistake. Now you gotta remember, she's now had 2 weeks to think about this. And one of those weeks was Thanksgiving. She's had 2 weeks to think about her lapse in judgment. 2 weeks to outline her confession. At minimum, Jas Crockett has been given 2 weeks to come up with a better lie. So what did Jas come up with? This brilliant scholar, this highly educated woman, she utilized the last 14 or so days to come up with the same exact lie that she told originally. Watch for yourself.
I have no amendments. When I was on the floor, for those that don't know how it works, basically they decided to bring this privilege motion up. I had maybe 20 minutes. We researched the FEC, and because I like to speak with specificity, that's kind of what comes with being an attorney. I made clear that there was a Jeffrey Epstein. I made sure that I said a Jeffrey Epstein.
But you were trying to insinuate that it was the Jeffrey
I absolutely
Epstein.
Was insinuating that it could be possible.
I don't know what's worse. I don't know if it's worse that Jasmine Crockett thinks that we are so stupid that we would believe this, or she is so incredibly flawed. Her character, her morals are buried so deep in the pooper. Her pride is so elevated that Jas Crockett can't make herself tell the truth. I don't understand it. How hard is it to tell the truth? I make anywhere from 18 to 22 videos every week. Let's just call it an even 20 for easy math. That's 80 videos a month, 960 videos a year. With that amount of volume, there are going to be mistakes. I remember back during the spring, right before the WNBA regular season was starting, I was calculating the number of nationally televised games that were featuring Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Somehow I miscounted or I miscomprehended the data. Either way, my calculations were way off. Within minutes of the video going live, I had several people reach out to me highlighting my mistake. I didn't come on here and make excuses. I didn't waste my time formulating some doofus lie. I just told you I messed up. Once I said that, corrected the data, it was over with. And that's all Jas Crockett had to do. All she had to do was admit she was wrong. Would people like me had made fun of her? Would she be crowned doofus of the day? Obviously. But within 24, 48 hours, story would have been over. No one would be talking about it. Instead, here we are 2 weeks later, and the story refuses to go away. And the reason it refuses to go away is because Jasmine Crockett refuses to be honest. Believe it or not, this is the future of the Democratic Party. According to Charlemagne the Frog, the dude on the Breakfast Club, according to Charlie, Jazz is a great messenger. She is the voice of the Democratic Party. How can you be a great messenger when you're full of shit? How can you be a great messenger when you have no credibility? How can you be a great messenger when no one believes you? You're a proven liar. Jim Kimmel, who we will be talking about later this afternoon here on the main channel. Several months ago, Jim Kimmel was encouraging Jazz Crockett to compete with Don Trump. Jim wanted Jazz and Don to compare results of an IQ test. Uncle KC can already tell you the results. Jazz thinks an IQ test is a test of gender and sexuality. Girl, I'm down with my LGBT identifiers. This test will be easy. What is your gender? Ooh, I'm a boss. What is your sexual identity? Oh, yeah, I'm a plus plus. All done. Right now, there seems to be a Jazz Crockett impersonator in the state of Tennessee. Since 2023, Afton Ben has been a state representative, and now she is running for Congress. Surprisingly, deacons at Woke United Methodist haven't accused Afton Ben of cultural appropriation, but she is essentially the white girl version of Jazz Crockett, a pretty face with absolutely no substance. A pretty smile that disguises her constant state of bitterness and misery. Afton Ben has publicly admitted that she hates the city of Nashville, and she hates country music. Basically, she hates the culture there. Meanwhile, she is begging to represent the people of Tennessee. Someone please make it make sense. This is the future of the Democratic Party. People who hate this country, or even worse, an Islamist disguised as a communist who is now the mayor of New York City. If the future of the Democratic Party becomes America's future, we are in serious trouble. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.